Welcome back to another war video. So this one here now is against SPBA. So these are currently rank 1, top spot for Masters, top spot in general, the way this season's gone so far. So these are obviously doing really well. I'd probably say exceeding expectations is probably a fair assessment for them. We're coming into this war now and given the assignments of Dr. Doom, Nick Fury and Quake. So this war seemed to start just after the update had been released, and it seems to be affecting a lot of people that obviously did the new update for the new event quest that should be going live very soon, and specifically Android users seem to be getting hit the hardest. So luckily for me, I'm an iPhone user and I didn't actually do the update, but we're getting to the point here where a lot of people are obviously having issues. So I was like, look, I don't really want to be doing any fights or doing anything until Kabam come out and actually announce something. But the other officers and members and the, as we like to frequently call each other, the other bots in the battle group, just kind of pestering me because they wanted me to use energy so that other people could move up and we could try and take the boss down quickly, just to put some pressure on SPBA and to try and get the war done a little bit quicker. We're going to this fight here with Korg on path 2, so it's just a power struggle. They said to use Doom or Quake, it didn't really matter. I was going to use Doom, but then I just couldn't be bothered to control the combos, if I'm honest. I just thought, I looked at the health, it's 160k on this Korg. It was only 640, so again, even though Doom would have taken the retaliation anyway from the Thorns, it would have been minimal anyway. I did a few duels just to see what Quake's damage was looking like on the aftershocks, and without boost it was like 3.2k, so you can see here it's over 4k. So about 20, awful maths. Just over 10, going towards 15 concussion phases, and the Korg will just drop. Shouldn't really be anything to worry about. You see I dropped an input there already. That was just me. It was quite late. Again, losing focus, not really paying too much attention to the game. And that's kind of been the story of this season for me, if I'm honest. I think there's still only one death though, which was that Chavez, but it's unfortunate. So we're coming halfway through this Korg fight now, and it's pretty simple. Anyone that's used Quake for a little while will know, and a lot of people are still waiting for just the moment when they release the 6-star Quake. If that happens anytime soon, I do have stuff to take it to rank 3, but we'll see. I imagine she might be one of the last. I think there's only six left now to become 6-star. But yeah, by doing this, you take away all the nodes, the power struggle, and having to deal with all the power, the having to watch all the combos so you don't get Furies, and yeah, just kind of makes Korg pretty easy. If this was the old stubborn wars, it would have been a lot more difficult and a lot more annoying, but it's high ground and it's just as annoying. Speaking of high ground, we come up against this Human Torch here. I wouldn't have Quaked it anyway, just because it's on brute force, and obviously I'm the same class, so I would have been able to lose 100% of my health. So I decided to go with Nick Fury and advanced power boost, so this gives me the opportunity to throw some combos and maybe throw at least 1 or 2 specials at the start. Just drop them a little bit light to try and reduce the amount of Furies that Human Torch will get. I'm not a big fan of fighting Human Torch as a defender, mainly because of that SP1 on a power focus 1 node as well. He's going to start throwing it quite commonly, and I try to dex out of the last bit of it normally, but normally it's just like it doesn't register there. Just took a full combo to the face. Brute force starts kicking in. Now the Furies are starting to add up because my combo's gone wild because I've not thrown a special yet. So you can see that the health's starting to dwindle down. Human Torch has a few Furies. There's a high ground charge. There's about to be another high ground charge. The special one comes there. You can see I do what I normally want to do, which was just dex out of the last part of it, because that way the Incinerate doesn't go on to or the smolder even doesn't get added onto Human Torch, so you can't get incinerated without them smolders on them. But we're just getting through the fight. It's nothing too stressful here. Still in my first life. I lost 60% health, but it's fine. I go into this Dr. Doom, which is next. So this is the window of opportunity, so the stun node, and the new node that they brought out, so the heavy block damage and block penetration, or whatever it is, if you do a parry or take a blocked hit. So the assignment here was Quake, and a lot of people would probably be curious as to how Quake would work on the window of opportunity stun, because obviously once they're stunned, it comes back on you, it like reflects. But if you start quaking the fight at 4:55 on the timer, so you start doing the heavy attack just there, like you can see I did, basically the window of opportunity for Doom will have gone because the concussion will be there too. So as you can see, it just ticks over just as the timer comes round. So now what we want to do is when the next opportunity stun cycle comes around, you can see here, the concussion will be active, so then it just completely removes the node for the rest of the war, or the rest of the fight. And it's now just solely a Quake against Dr. Doom. We all know how it goes. It's a rank 4 Dr. Doom. Is a tank normally. It'd probably be a bit of a nightmare without a Human Torch or anyone like that. But Quake's making pretty easy work of it. And again, this just clears up other people within my battle group to be able to do some other fights. And yeah, so we're coming down to the final third of Dr. Doom's health. Just making sure to try and not drop any inputs. I put an invuln on, didn't need to, but we've got compensation coming out of our ears because of the state of the game right now. So, hey, I may as well use them and just not let them expire, because all I've been doing all season is selling combat regen boosts that we keep being able to claim. So we've got them now, and you can see here, just coming down to the last bit. Just really don't want to take a hit. If he hits me, oh well, but it is what it is. And there you go, full attack bonus on that one. So now we just leave it for the night. There was talks of me doing the mini boss, so I healed up Nick Fury after my boost had dropped off. So you can see there, just used 2 of the level 5 potions. Healed Nick Fury up. By this point in the morning, the mini boss that we were talking about me potentially doing as I'd gone to heal Nick had already been taken by somebody else, so they could drop the boss. So it was 2 potions wasted, but that's just what it is. This is war, and items get used, and they did it no problem. The Mole Man ran through the fight with Mr. Negative on the Brute Force mini boss, so it's pretty easy still for them. Come across this Quake now, using Quake against Penny Parker on the Spite and the Rise to Power. So the main thing here is just to remember that the animations are slightly weird, but as soon as you get into the corner, you're fine. You just got to be able to then get the concussion and the dexterity while the concussion's active. And then you can kind of just go through. Penny Parker has really poor physical resistance, as we spoke about in many other videos in the past. So Quake kind of makes this a little bit easier. I could have put on some half suicides or suicides if I wanted to really make these fights quicker and be worried about time. But I'm more worried about not dying rather than the time it takes to do the fight. A lot of people choose to do this fight with Hercules and just kind of power through it. Some people use Corvus and White Magneto and stuff like that, and just power through it. But our battle group tends to send me with Quake here. So it is what it is. There I dropped the heavy input. Luckily I managed to get the dexterity back while that concussion cycle was still active again, so I didn't need to parry in heavy anymore. That's the main thing and the beauty kind of this fight, especially in Quake and on Power Snack 2 for the shared fight in Section 1. Because everybody in this tier runs max limber, it really gives you an extra sort of chance to sort of work around the concussion. If people took off limber or slowed it down for them nodes, then it probably would make it a little bit more difficult for Quake users, because they know you have to kind of hold to 5 aftershocks and then have to try and just parry the rest of the time until the cycle comes around. But you can see they've still got a little bit of time left on the invulnerability boost, so it's not like I need to put a new one of them on or anything. Vision Arcus here. This is mainly just so they can try and recycle special freeze, and or just gain loads of power for the special 2 and things like that on this aspect of evolution and kinetic transference node. Doom obviously should make pretty light work of this. And here I'm just kind of trying to get the special 1. Eventually they throw it. This is a very weird Doom fight for me. I could have thrown the special 3 a couple of times, but I just don't know, just whether it was question everything there. Special 2 could have really taken that to the face if needed, but I'd prefer not to. The special 2 from Arcus is something that I've occasionally been able to dodge a couple of the hits and then block it or even fully dex it, but it's normally kind of a certain scenario where I'd manage to do it again if I was like dropping my phone and I was trying to catch it or something like that, for example. It's not something I practice and want to have a go at doing. But because of that and my Mystic Dispersion, Doom cycle is slightly different here. And then you can see we just get back to the special 3 before they manage to, even with the aspect of evolution kicking in and them getting even more power than before. So now we're just going to throw the second special 3 with the extra fury and that on it. Do all the damage. Just going to do the 2 mediums and then the light attack while they were passively stunned. And that's my fights for this war done. Again, I've not had a lot of fights recently. I've not had any crazy fights, not had many mini bosses or bosses, but that's just the way it works out. Some seasons you have a lot more than others, especially with a battle group and an alliance as high up in Masters. It's just kind of the way it works out of assignments. But there you can see, by this point, we were quite strong in the war. And then when we finished the war, we were only on 3 defender kills for them and 15 for us. So it looked like a pretty convincing win. Again, SPBA did a really good war. I know they said in the war room chat sort of thing that they were having a couple of people with the parry issues and the Android issues that sort of came from doing the update. So that's unfortunate for them. But obviously, again, good luck to them for the rest of the season. See if they can keep winning a couple more wars and potentially even sneak into the top 3. I think they've just come out of it now because of this war with us. But they're still up there. Really good chance for Masters. So good luck to them. This now puts us in 2nd position. I think Kenobi are now in 3rd. And then a couple of other big alliances still on the hunt for top 3. So hopefully we can hold off. But yeah, that's it for this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much.